Hi, everybody. Michelle with Triangle Social Media. Excited to come to you live every Wednesday. Social Soundbites with Michelle. I love doing business interviews with people in my community and yours, and just give a spotlight to what's going on around the business world. And so today is Support Your Local Chamber Day. And so I have invited a few representatives from chambers of commerce locally and just to have a little chat and talk about what's going on around the chamber. So I'm going to bring on a few of my guests. Here we go. We have the Holly Springs representing, we have Raleigh representing, and I'm waiting for another person. And as soon as she comes on, we'll invite her as well. And so thanks again for coming on. I would love to invite you one at a time. We'll start with Tanya, just to give us a brief intro into your chamber, what you do there.
Hi, I am Tanya Palumbo. I am currently serving as chairwoman of the Holly Springs Chamber of Commerce, or the board of directors. I've been involved with the chamber since 2015. Started as an ambassador and then started getting involved in every committee that we had, and kind of worked up to this really fun place to help the board kind of lead our strategic goals and continue to come up with programming that helps support our businesses.
Love it. Very empowering. Thank you so much. And Mark, go ahead and introduce yourself and what you do at the chamber.
Absolutely. I'm Mark Dennis, and I'm Vice President of Marketing and Communications with the Raleigh Chamber. I've been with this organization. I'm relatively new. I've been with the organization 7 months now, but we are, of course, the nonprofit membership-based organization, just serving Raleigh and the region around us, and just focused on continuing to build our thriving economy, and enhance our quality of life, as Tanya does as well, and just strengthen our member businesses. So I'm very excited to be a part of this team. And specifically, I was going to say I lead marketing and communications, of course. So we are essentially the in-house agency for all of the departments of our chamber, of which there are many. And we are the voice. Everything that goes out to our chamber members or the public starts or goes through our office at some point, including all the social media and everything like that. So it's a monumental task, but I love it. And I enjoy it so much, and happy to be here.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. And so we're going to invite Raina Michelle is here from the North Raleigh Chamber. I'm going to add her to the stream. Hey, Raina, how are you?
Hi.
Yay, thanks for coming on. I would love you to share about the North Raleigh Chamber. Just tell us a brief intro into what you do there. And yeah, go ahead. Are you able to hear? Raina?
Sorry, guys, I lost sound.
Oh, I can hear you. I can hear you. You can go ahead and talk because we can all hear you. All right, so we'll wait for her to connect to sound, although we can hear her. Sometimes technology just doesn't cooperate. Isn't that true? We find that over and over. It's a constant struggle.
Sorry, guys, I can't hear you.
Okay, are you all right now? We can hear you. Sorry about the delay. All right.
Technology is great when it's working. When it's working, right? Everything is great. And then when it's not, it really is not helpful.
And of course, timing, because we're live. And that's okay. We're going to go with the flow because that's what we do.
Yeah.
So I just have a few random questions. I'll just kind of bounce back and forth between the two of you. Or if Raina Michelle comes back on, we'll include her, of course. And I'm going to start with Tanya at Holly Springs. And I'm going to ask, first of all, what efforts do you do there at Holly Springs Chamber to support small business owners?
Yeah, so our businesses are a lot of small businesses right now. Obviously, we're really growing with big growth such as Amgen and Fujifilm coming into the business community, but so much of our chamber is represented by small businesses. So that's where a lot of our heart is. Right now, we actually, it was just announced, we're actually getting ready to roll out. We were the recipient of the Duke Energy Hometown Business Revitalization Grant. So we received $25,000 from Duke Energy that we're going to take that money and go and give grants out to our business community. A lot of our businesses are still reeling from the pandemic. I think a lot of people think everything is back to normal, but there's some of them that are still reeling. The inflation has gone up, the demand for higher pay has gone up. So some of the smaller businesses are struggling a little more. So this revitalization grant that we're doing for our chamber members is going to be so helpful for them. Next month, we have the mayor of Holly Springs will be doing a small business proclamation. So that's going to be wonderful just to kind of talk about the importance of small business. Mm-hmm. We are an avid supporter of Launch Holly Springs, which is helping the newer businesses that are growing business ideas and launching them. We are also active in the Downtown Business Alliance. So obviously, Holly Springs is very new. If you guys haven't been for a while, come on down. It looks completely different. We have a stoplight downtown now, which is kind of exciting. But we have, it's just basically a canvas right now with the businesses in the downtown area. So we really have to kind of have an idea of where we're going so that we don't have some of the growth pains that maybe some of the other communities have had. So having businesses come together and have input on how do we make this a vibrant downtown? How do we bring more business and more attention to the downtown area? Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we have a lot of networking events and just other events as well, but networking events where people can come to get to know one another. People want to do business with people that they know. So by connecting those people and getting these businesses familiar with one another, we can all support each other and really help each other's businesses grow and become even more active here in the community.
Love that. And yes, that and so that leads me to my next question, because I love that the chamber is all about supporting businesses, right? That's what you do. And from different perspectives, from myself and my business, that's what I do too. Mm-hmm. And so thus this interview, because I love to highlight, other businesses and businesses that support other businesses. So Mark, I want to ask you, Holly Springs and Greater Raleigh, obviously different, places logistically. And I'm curious, what is the typical business owner as a member? Where are they from? Who do you serve? And is it strategic as far as where they are coming from and where you seek to recruit membership?
Right. No, absolutely. When asking what is the typical member or company, we don't have a typical member or company, to be honest. It's really, when you look at our member businesses, and we have over 1,600 member businesses now that are members. It runs the gamut from, we have the largest companies in Wake County, and then we have mom and pop, whether it's a towing company or a food truck or someone starting out. And I think because we have that just vast all of these different types of companies, that's what creates the value in the membership. When we have an event, whether it's a big event or a small event, we have representatives from the large companies and the small companies, and we give them the chance to communicate with each other, and that's where the magic happens. Tanya mentioned it. It's creating those opportunities for both sides, large and small. But really, I think the small business it's very exciting here. When you think about what's driving, of course, the large businesses and them we want headquarters, we want all the workers to move here. But the small businesses they are driving the economy in a big way. So a lot of our events, we try to focus on both, but we do have some small business initiatives. Some of our smaller events, coffee with leaders or networking or C-suite perspectives, where the small businesses can come and learn from these leaders. But also Triangle Small Business Week is something that I know we share with all of our chambers, and that is the first week of May. And it is an initiative with the federal level of Triangle Small Business Week. But that's something where we don't just include our members, small business members. We include everyone in that. And we have a separate website, trianglesmallbusinessweek.com, that we promote. And we allow every business, member or not, to post their specials and post their news and everything that week, so that we can really call attention to every small business. Because when they all do well, we all succeed. That is a true statement. So we do everything we can to keep that engine going.
I love that. I love that. And I see a little bit of a glitch in the video. Hopefully you're able to hear me okay. And you might not see me matching my words. I don't know. But we're going to keep moving. So I really appreciate that. And I will say I see a lot of benefit to being a member of a chamber. And that being said, guess what? I'm a member of both of your chambers. So yes. And so I want to ask just, so I'm just thinking about the things that you both shared. And so people will join a chamber for different reasons. And so it could be logistic. It could be, a service-based company like myself. And so I can do business everywhere or anywhere. And thus my membership in the different chambers. Tanya, what would you say is some of the top benefits of being a chamber member in Holly Springs?
Yeah, so we have a lot of benefits, and you kind of brought it to the point. People join the chamber for different reasons, right? Small businesses usually are looking for more visibility. They're looking for more networking opportunities. What their needs are not the same as UNC Rex, for example, or Fujifilm. Those needs are very different. So we really try to make sure that we provide a gamut of programming to serve each and every single one of those different needs. Obviously, a lot of those kind of intertwine, but those needs are different. So the programming has to be different. Mm-hmm. So, as it relates to the things have changed too, right? What businesses were needing in 2019 are not what they needed in 2020. It's not what they needed in 2021, and 2022 is different. And 2023 is going to be even more different. You're seeing rates go up. You're seeing a lot of things change in the bigger economy. And so the business needs are going to be changing, especially again, as we talk about workforce development. Workforce development is not just a buzzword. This is a real thing in our businesses that we're serving. So by providing some education tools to our businesses, whether it be courses, which we can talk about at some point too, tangible things that they can go back and bring to their businesses to be more successful during these very changing times that they have. So the member benefits really range, and the programming kind of has to fall within the parameters of what those needs are. So we are ever changing in that programming too. We can think something's going to go really well, and it maybe goes well for a couple of years, and then it starts to lose zest. So you have to think, okay, well, what was working really well? What kind of programming can we change? What can we make better, and better serve our members to bring that interest back again? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So listening all of the time, that's how that's the programming that we bring, is by listening to our members.
Yes, that is true. Listening is so important because we want to meet the needs that are relevant. And I heard you earlier say or mention, Tanya, the launch program. And so I myself participated in the launch Raleigh. And I know I hear of and in support of, Holly Springs program and all the other launch programs around the county. And I think it's a wonderful program. And I encourage people to, Google launch Wake County and find out, where you might participate. And so on that, that is such a strong element of what I know the different chambers are involved in, the Rotary clubs and other, Wake Tech and other organizations that support. And I think that is what it's all about, culminating together different organizations that all have the same purpose, which is supporting and growing business in North Carolina and Wake County. And then the uniqueness in our different areas, whether it be downtown Raleigh, North Raleigh, Wake Forest, Holly Springs. There's different communities that can do different activities to benefit business. And like you said, Mark, everybody benefits. When small businesses grow, it benefits the whole economy and the whole atmosphere, and it just builds one another up. And so I'm all about that. And I want to ask you, Mark, so why do you love being associated with the chamber? Explain your thoughts on that.
Oh, absolutely. And it's interesting, I didn't have a chamber background. This is my first foray into the chamber world. I have an arts background, believe it or not. So But I'd always, I moved here from DC in 2019, and it was such an exciting place to be right now. And I'd always had that goal or that need to, I want to be involved in that and help. And I'd helped on the nonprofit side, with the arts and being involved with business. And it really whet my appetite. And I said, this would be an amazing opportunity to do it here in what I think is the most exciting place in the country right now. I mean, let's be honest. Look at all the polls; they don't lie. So, it's this chamber. From what I've learned over the last 7 months of being here, it's so incredible to having a goal to collaborate with everyone in our region, and that's really comes from the top down. Our president and CEO Adrienne Cole is amazing, and she is always that has always been her mantra: is we are going to all work together across. I don't care what whether it's counties or municipalities or whatever it is, we all win when we work together. And that isn't always the case. She's told that she travels around the country, and they across that border, they might not, that county might not get along with that county, and they're fighting each other. And they look at us like, how have you done that? Well, we just all work together. Apple plopped down, and the entire region is celebrating. It's not Durham or Wake or whatever it is. So, I've learned this chamber staffed by some amazing people that truly care, about this organization and our region as a whole. That's been the most the most amazing and positive thing that I could have asked for. Learning the chamber, and apparently they don't all operate like this, from what I'm learning. Each chamber is a little bit different, but I'm getting the sense that in our region, this community and collaboration is so it's ingrained here, and it really people believe it, and it's so important. And it's been an amazing experience, and the people and the region and all the excitement here.
Yes. Love that.
And Mark, you bring up a really great point. The collaboration is so important. And you're right. We don't really see that all over the place, but Wake County specifically, I mean, we get together, once a month, once a quarter. We try to get together and talk about what's working well, what's not working well. When there's a big event going on, go to an esports event that was happening a few months ago, even though it happened at PNC Arena, the economic impact happened at a much wider scale than that. People were staying at hotels in Cary. People were coming in from all over the country, all over up and down the East Coast to see this event. And all of the businesses benefit. The restaurants benefit, the stores benefit, the hotels benefit. And it's been really great just to see the collaboration that we have with all of the chambers. It's just remarkable to see that here in the area.
We all benefit when we come together. And I love that. Thank you for, reminding us. Great reminder. And so I'm hoping that Raina Michelle is able to hear us.
I can hear you now.
Yay, yay, yay. Thank you so much for coming on, Raina. And I know that you are with the North Raleigh Chamber. So please give us a little bit of background or information about the North Raleigh Chamber and what you do there.
Yeah, so the North Raleigh Chamber of Commerce started in 2018. And we've grown a lot since then, and it's such a great chance to really connect with local small business owners. It kind of feels like it's a community. It's almost like like a backyard neighborhood get together, but of business owners and like-minded individuals, so that we can all support each other. And in our businesses. So it's been a really great experience being a part of this chamber. The chamber had asked me about a year ago to come on as a volunteer and help with event planning. And so after coming out of COVID and, just kind of being on Zoom during that time, we've since expanded to our event calendar. We've got 3 to 4 different types of events that we host every month. So it's been really exciting to see all the growth that we've had over the last year or so.
Love it. And it's a theme. It's about supporting other businesses and collaborating together, doing events, and just watching the growth, which ripples outward, right? From what individuals are doing. in their business, in the chamber, and just into the communities and to, North Carolina at large. So I'm glad that we were able to get the North Raleigh Chamber representing in before we finished, but I would love to ask each of you, what is the next maybe event you have coming up, or any kind of closing words that you'd like to share, promotions, etc., before we close? Tanya, you could start.
Okay. Well, we are really excited. We're getting ready to come up on Grapes, Grains, and Giving. Our community, our chamber really does a lot with the community as a whole as well. We have a lot of nonprofits that are members, and the Holly Springs Food Cupboard is one of them. And I think we all know the need, and those who are financially vulnerable, the need for food has come to a very peak, if you will. So on November 11th, we have Grapes, Grains, and Giving. It's being sponsored by Benjamin Passwaters of Nest Realty. It's November 11th, the club at 12 Oaks. Our goal is to raise $15,000 for the food cupboard, which is a record amount for our chamber to raise. We've been right around the $10,000 to $12,000, and so $15,000 is our goal. We're also getting ready to take on what was known as the Tree Trail in Holly Springs. It's now going to be Winterfest and Tree Trail. And so that's the beginning of December. And this is just a really great way for businesses to get out in front of people and really be a part of the community, to have something fun. And we're looking at a really, really fun calendar with lots of different kinds of events in 2023. But Grapes, Grains, and Giving, we're on the heels of it, working really hard to pull that together. And that is a community effort. I think people forget that food drives are great. They're so great. They appreciate all the food, but there are times where money and money is needed. There's special dietary concerns. Sometimes it's families who need formula. We all know that the formula shortage has affected a lot of families. So being able to raise capital and funding for the food cupboard is going to be a big community event. So we're excited about that one.
Okay, great. And so as a reminder too, when we're finished, I invite you all to go back to where these videos are displayed, which you have the links, and share the links to your chamber, to membership info or events coming up, anything you'd like to share so that we can spread that word and help people take the next step. Michelle, what about you? Raina Michelle. I always do that to you because Raina.
So with the North Raleigh Chamber, we're a really exciting event, Business Afters, actually tomorrow at North State Bank, Spring Forest, and Falls and News. But our next really big event is also on November 11th. We're having a golf tournament at Lonnie Pool Golf Course. This is being put together by one of our member volunteers, TNT Creative. And so they help with marketing and videos and that sort of thing. And I believe this is their 6th year having this golf tournament. And so, they're still open to teams joining if anyone's interested in their golf team joining. And this golf tournament is to support Gabby's Grounds, who's also a chamber member. I know a lot of people are familiar with Gabby's, but for those that aren't, they're powered by special abilities, and they employ local people that have special abilities that are wanting to seek employment and be self-sufficient and have a fulfilled life that they can be proud of. And so the golf tournament is going to be supporting their organization. And then the North Raleigh Chamber, we will be having our business after hours that day on the 17th hole. And so we will be out there with our tent and all of our setup and everything, and food and drinks and everything. It'll be a big party with the North Raleigh Chamber. So, and this is open to members and non-members. So we encourage anyone who is interested, visit our website. Another thing we're talking about doing is actually doing a joint event with the other local chambers and local organizations that are similar to chambers. And so, you guys on this call as well, if you're interested afterwards, you can send me an email. We're actually in the works right now of putting together our first meeting to kind of collaborate and see what type of event and how we could all come together to support and bring awareness to each other's organizations.
I love that. And I wondered if there's any sort of uniting of all the chambers, big event. Like that would be an amazing expo. And I would love to be part of that. And so, Mark, how about at the Greater Raleigh Chamber?
Absolutely. We have, of course, we have several events a week. A lot of them are member only events. However, we have a huge event coming up in November for members and non-members, and it's a very important event. It's our 2022 Healthcare Forum, and that is where we get together. This year, we're going to be talking about not only health trends in the industry, but mental health trends and what we're seeing. It's a crisis right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not just right now. It's been a crisis. And so we're going to bring in leaders in this industry. And we're talking about leaders, Dr. Barbara Griffith of Duke Raleigh Hospital. We have representatives from UNC Health, the CEO of UNC Rex Healthcare, Ernie Bovio, WakeMed Health and Hospitals, and WakeMed Mental Health and Wellbeing. This is Wednesday, November 16th at the Embassy Suites by Hilton Raleigh Crabtree. And it's going to be really a very insightful discussion about our region's healthcare with the leaders of all the major healthcare players in our area. So that's a special event that I encourage everyone to look into. I do want to mention, as we are getting in, early voting starts tomorrow, and we're getting into election season. There are 3 bonds that are going to benefit all of us coming on this ballot that we are in support of. One is the Parks bond, of course. One is the Wake County Schools bond, and one is also the Wake Tech bond. And you can read more about those on our website. But as a chamber, we are helping to kind of push those along because, as I mentioned, quality of life is very important to chambers of commerce, and these are quality of life issues, and they're going to help us grow.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And we will, invite everyone to click the links in the thread of the video where you see this being broadcast and find out more about each of these and other awesome chambers of commerce. If you're not already a member, consider joining one or all. And I'd also like to mention that Triangle Social Media is having a big event December 3rd. And it's the Small Business Marketing Conference and Expo, and it's downtown Raleigh at City Club Raleigh in the Wachovia building, the Wells Fargo building. And would love to invite you all and anyone else interested. And we'll put the links to that, all of these events in the threads of these videos, because we broadcast through StreamYard every Wednesday at noon, and it goes to 8 different places. And so, it's definitely about supporting one another, putting a spotlight on what's going around, and just building businesses in my community and yours. And so I appreciate you all coming on today. I really am thankful for what you do in each of your different roles and what you do to participate in helping support other business owners, and look forward to staying connected and networking and continued collaborations, because, that's part of what it's all about, right? So we're going to say goodbye to everyone. We're going to put those links in the thread, invite you to continue, connect, collaborate, and grow. And we'll see you next Wednesday live at noon, Social Soundbites with Michelle, Triangle Social Media. And if you have any questions, reach out, Michelle at Triangle Social Media. We'll see you all next week.
Thanks.